It's hard for your brain to learn a new language. To demonstrate, a simple challenge: repeat some unfamiliar words. Listen to a few bars of this famous song, sung in the endangered language of Mi'kmaq. If you're one of Mi'kmaq's 10,000 remaining speakers, this will be a thought experiment. For everyone else, try repeating a lyric. A tip: it's easier if you can figure out where the words begin and end, but chances are you'll struggle. The reason is revealed by the game-changing research of developmental psychologist Janet Werker.
When I was 11, I did an experiment for the science fair on the effect of drugs on spiderweb building. I had 4 different spiders in 4 different containers, and I gave one a stimulant, one a depressant, one a psychedelic drug, and I think the other was the control spider. They all built the same webs.
Okay. Werker spent much of her childhood studying the wildlife of Kansas in a passionate bid to understand animal behavior.
At some point along the way, I started thinking humans were pretty wonderful. And if you think about us as a species, sort of our quintessential trait that distinguishes us from pretty much all other animals is language.
Most of us acquire a native language with relative ease within the first few years of life. After that, we struggle. People have wondered why for centuries. In the late 1980s, while a young professor at the University of British Columbia, Werker began designing experiments that overcame a key stumbling block: how to study language learning when your critical study subjects are nonverbal.
Using brain imaging technology and speech sounds and video cues to shift attention, Werker conducted research in infants beginning just hours after birth, with some studies beginning in utero. She found her answers in how the developing brain processes sound.
When you listen to language, you're dividing the long sentences into clauses and into phrases and into words, and those words actually into syllables, and those syllables are made up of phonetic units.
From the earliest moments, an infant's brain begins organizing the speech sounds of caregivers into a fingerprint of language, homing in on sounds and patterns that commonly start and end words in the family's native language. When multiple languages are spoken, babies develop those fingerprints for each language.
Around 9 months after birth, Werker subjects stop reacting to speech sounds outside the fingerprints. The brain actually loses its ability to distinguish said sounds. If you struggled with the challenge at the beginning of the film, this is why. Yet Werker's revelations go deeper, showing that language results from an elaborate mosaic of multisensory experiences, including visual and tactile cues. Infants actually begin practicing basic mouth movements in utero, and later hone them by watching their parents in the first stages of life. Over the years, these ideas have taken root in healthcare, inspiring new interventions to aid in the recovery of certain brain injuries, and influencing speech therapy techniques around the world.
So I'm passionate about language, and I'm passionate about development. And I'm passionate about their intersection and our ability to, talk about things that never existed and imagine and create plays, etc. What is it about us? How are we prepared by evolution to be able to acquire language is just something I've been trying to understand my entire scientific career.